position here. What we're going to do is we're going to grab hold of a cross sleeve grip, okay, as opposed to a same side sleeve grip here. All right. Now the other hand here can go inside the knee. Sometimes it can be hard to actually get like right under their leg. So if you can't get underneath the leg, just pop it on the inside so you can use that to help pull yourself in. So remember, when we sort of invert, we need something to anchor to, and we usually do that with our palm facing in and our thumb down, because as we spin, it kind of makes it like a bicep curl, so we're nice and strong. Okay, so we're going to get here, cross sleeve grip, go inside the leg. Now, what I'm going to do from here, it's not really an inversion. I'm going to kind of do a backward roll, but I do a backward roll with a 180-degree turn, if that makes sense. So right now, if I just did a backward roll, I'm just going to roll over there. So what I'm going to do is I take my opposite leg, I spin, and now from here, I look away and I do a backward roll. And because I've got this arm here, I come up and I should be holding that leg because my hand was on the inside, so I finish in this position here. From here, I let go of the leg and I slide my elbow under his far elbow and I hold onto his belt. Now from here, I push my hips up into that arm, and at that point I can let that arm go if I like, and I can sit back into sort of an arm over the top type side control, or sort of like an Ashiro Kezigatami type position here, but without the arm. Ashiro Kezigatami, you have the arm trapped, but this is a good position here to transition into a mount or into a mounted Munegatami type position as well. Kind of got those different options there. So, again, we're in our closed guard here. Rather than a same side grip, cross grip, don't worry necessarily about breaking this grip. Okay, a lot of our techniques, we're trying to actually get the arms away from us. This one doesn't really matter, because I actually want his arm here. I don't want on the floor, where he can stop getting swept. Okay, so I just hold cross grip, I come in, so I get my head in close. And now, I don't do like a backward roll, kind of like I said, my leg comes over, and as it comes, I sort of kick backwards. So as my leg comes up like this, now I kind of kick myself backwards, foot goes out, and I end up here. Okay. Elbow strike, move out the way, hips nice and low, we kind of sit in this position. If you want to transition to mount from here, you can just throw the leg straight over the top. A lot of the time they'll bring that knee up on their other foot here. So if I try to like catch me in half guard, it can be quite hard. So if that's blocking up there and I can't go over the top, because he can't see what I'm doing, I just stay tight, grab my foot and I pull it underneath. You can see there's this little wedge down in here. Okay, so in this position here, grab, pull that through, and now I'm up into mount. So again, wound up in closed guard, cross grip, try if you can to get a hook grip on that sleeve as opposed to like a joystick type of grip. Okay, so closed guard, hook grip, my palm facing inside his leg. I pull myself in close, leg swings over, and I'm pulling that arm up. Okay, once I land, elbow strike, hand goes from the sleeve onto his pants. I like just in front of the hip here so I can push my hips away. Push his arm up, push his arm up. Once I'm in position, he's trying to block my mount here. So I grab my foot through that gap, and then as I come up, if I can wrap that arm, I will. If I miss it, doesn't matter, I still end up in the mount. So closed guard, I'm going to go for that roll, but usually as I come up into it here, he doesn't want to get sat back on his butt, so he's sort of leaning forward, taking the weight off, yeah. So when he does that, now I'm going to do a forward roll, and the bottom leg, the one that was sort of on the outside of his arm, the one closest to him, as I roll, is going to kick behind his arm to turn into an omoplata. So now as he's pushing forward, I'm trying to sweep, I roll, and this goes to here. Okay, I take my arm out straight away, and if he's up on his knees still like this, I'm going to kick my legs out straight. Okay, don't worry about making a triangle or anything like that. I'm going to kick my legs as I sit up and I'm going to try to grab his hips. So I go here, like that. Okay, once my legs are straight, they're pinching together, so I shouldn't need this hand here to hang onto his arm. So if he tries to get his arm out, it should be quite hard. That gives me enough time to put my hand on the floor, my other hand is on the hip. I'm going to use these two grips to circle away from my opponent to break his posture, because up here it's hard to finish him, his hips are in the air. So even if I change and I come forward, it's still sometimes hard to finish because he can roll through. So I'm just controlling here, not letting him forward roll. When I feel like I've got the moment, hold, I'm going to pull him away, I'm going to pull him over to the side as I move away, like that. Now once his hips are down, I change my grip. I don't even need to lock a triangle, I just have my feet together. I push my weight down into the back of his shoulder, and now from here I'm holding on to sort of his lat or his gi, whatever I can grab. I'm going to drive my elbow right into his hip. This sort of hurts and it distracts him from everything else. And it makes it hard. The more pressure I have here, the harder it is for him to get his hips up. Because if my body weight is going into there, it's much harder to climb back up than if there's no weight at all on his hips. So I'm driving in here, and now my hips go forward and in towards his head, so they sort of rotate in. I don't just lean like this. You see that problem a lot, quite a lot. He'll try to finish the Omoplata doing this, and nothing happens. Okay, it's about moving my hip up and in. Okay, and I'm anchored to him on this side. If his wrist is in front of my body like that, there's oftentimes a wrist lock, or it might get trapped, so as you lean, you might get a combination of a wrist lock and a shoulder lock. Okay, if he's not tapping for whatever reason, he can't get it, all you're going to do is kick that bottom leg back, put the knee in, and now you're onto the back. Okay, depending on what he does from there, depends on what you do. If he tries to get to his knees, we're going to shoot the hooks in. If he goes back on the side for me, if he tries to roll backwards from there, I'm going to put you back on the floor, and then sort of go like that, pull him over, and get the back that way. Okay, so it just sort of depends.
Yeah, backwards roll is not going to do that. How's that going to work?
So I get my cross grip, my hand comes under the leg, I go for my sort of rollover sweep. Here, he's posturing forward, so I use it. Shoot, kick my legs out, and hang onto his hip. Straight away, this one's on the floor, so I move away as I pull him over. Here. Once he lands, tuck my legs, because I can't bring my hips forward like this with my legs straight. So I bend my legs in, pinching, weight pushing down onto my knees and onto my elbow. That lets me lift my hips up and just cross his shoulders like that. If I can't get it, I try the wrist lock. Keep in mind if it's a competition, blue belt above. If I can't get any of that, I kick that out, get my seat belt, and now I'm ready to go, depending on whether he tries to put his back on the floor or get his elbow. Okay, once more. Okay, so last time, close guard, cross grip, hand goes inside the leg. I try to roll over to sweep, he pushes, shoot my legs out. Hold the far hip, hand on the floor, circle away, bring him down, I grab hold of the gi, now weight on the shoulder, hips come forward and across. I finish, if I can, I wrist lock. If I can't get either, keep the legs out, get my seat belt, and then I'm ready to take it back or try and work a finish from there. We go cross grip, inside the leg, we bring our hip out, we're going over the top for our roll back type of sweep. Now he's pushing forward, so we transition to the Omoplata. As we roll, he posts his hand on the floor, like that, yeah. Now, see what's happened here? This foot's come up in the air. So as you pressure them forward, so when I get my Omoplata position here, as I kick him forward, he posts. Because I'm kicking hard, as I'm pushing down, yeah, that foot usually comes up. The weight transfers into the knee, the foot comes up in the air. Okay? So now I'm going to slide my hand to his toe, other hand goes around to my wrist, And now I'm going to curl in towards his butt. Okay, in this position here. So I'm switching to a toe hold from that omoplata. So it works because as I go to sweep him, he leans forward, I kick and he goes, and that foot comes up in the air. And that's my little window to grab that toe hold. And we'll go upside stuff in a moment. So we're here, close guard, cross grip, feet inside the leg, swing around, I sweep, he blocks. As I kick, the foot comes up, see, so I slide straight back to his toe. I'm pushing that in. I want to grab right over his pinky toe. Okay, my knuckles right over the pinky. Now I let go, hand goes around, I grab my own wrist, and I can hip escape a little bit here if I want. And I'm not just pushing in like this. As I push, I'm twisting the foot and I'm lifting my elbow. Okay, so I'm going like that. Okay, it's a rotational foot lock. It's not a straight foot lock or toe hold. So I get my cross grip, close guard, cross grip, under, I roll to sweep, he defends, I go for the omoplata, he defends. Straight away, I lock onto the toe hold, push in, and rotate. Close guard again. Again, it's really important that we get the right grip when we do this move, because if I get the same side grip and I try to sweep like over there, you're just going to put this hand on the floor. So I roll, and post, yeah. Doesn't matter how good I sweep him, he's got that there. So make sure that when we go for the first attack, we have to get the cross grip, because if we don't get this, he doesn't have to defend, and then we don't get the leg lock or the sweep or the omoplata. So it's all that sort of downward spiral comes from one tiny little thing here. Okay, so we get our cross grip, hips go out, we try to roll, he pushes us forward. This time, as we go for the omoplata, he's too fast and he does a forward roll. So we're going to sit up and slide our shin in front of his knee. In front of his hip. Okay, so you see I'm hooking under his butt here. My shin went in and my knee's kind of in front of his belly here. Okay, once I'm in that position, I'm just going to wrap my lapel here. My other foot is going to go under his butt cheek and I'm going to start to fall to my side as I stretch. So my elbow flares up like that. Once I'm in position, pinch my arms, arch back, and it's exactly like an arm bar. Just picture you doing an arm lock on someone's leg. Okay? Close guard, cross grip, come in, turn my hips, swing that leg big to get the momentum for the sweep, but he pushes forward, so I transition the omoplata, but he rolls. My foot goes in, so my knee goes on the inside of his thigh here. I want to have my foot connected to his hip. So no space out here. It's not up under his armpit, it's right in, hooking under here. Grab my own collar, fall to my side, and as I do that, my leg comes around under his butt cheek here, so I can pinch everything tight. Flare my elbow. I want his foot on my shoulder. Okay, pinching my knees. Once I've done that, I can just double my grip, arch my hips like I'm doing an arm lock. So once more. Okay, so close guard, cross grip, inside, hip goes out, swing for my sweep, he pushes forward, so I go for an omoplata, but he rolls, knee goes in, butt goes in close, I hold my lapel, I fall to my side as my other leg pinches, heel right under the butt cheek, I flare my elbow so I get his foot on my shoulder, knees pinching together, hug, and then I extend to get the knee bar. Now, if he tries to bend this foot to protect, so I'm trying to straighten his knee. If he tries to bend it, I follow it, change my grip, and I go back to my toe hold. Okay, because my hand's already here, so I'm here like this. He tries to bend, I chase it, let him bend it, turn my grip. Now he tries to straighten his leg, and so I just go back and forth between the toe hold and the knee bar.